We are all right, everybody. We are live with another edition of the Sunday Cinema Watch Party. I am Sharon, your host. You all do not recognize my co-host. She is brand spanking new to what we're doing here. Her name is Christine. Um, Say hello, Christine. Introduce yourself.
Hi, everyone. My name is Christine. I'm actually Sharon's oldest daughter. So she asked me to join today. So I thought I would join in on her fun hobby that she has started with you guys. So,
Yep. And you kind of know what we do here, and one of the reasons why I just wanted you to join is because you are part of the younger generation. You are 28 years old. I would love your perspective. I would love for you to talk to us as we watch this I don't know, creepy clownish Stephen King adaptation based on a novel by Stephen King. So, without further ado, we're going to get right into it. Um, our sync point now is about a second into the movie, guys, right as Stephen King's name comes up on screen. We're only going to do the first part of this. It lasts about an hour and a half or so. And yeah, it's going to be a nice, short, and sweet one. Let's count it down. All right, everybody, we're gonna count. We're gonna start at 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Everyone, press play. All right, let's make sure mine is going. Okay, I'm about 5 seconds behind. Mine didn't go. Okay, so if you all notice, I do not have the countdown timer in the corner that I usually do. That's because the image that I have in the back there has everybody's face, and the timer just blocked it. So we are starting. And okay, so Christine, you can see the chat, right?
yeah.
Yeah. All right. So Calbot is saying welcome. Miss Swift is saying hello.
I know, like the car movie.
Exactly. And a lot of people are they ask me, oh, did you name her after the car? No, it's just a great coincidence.
I mean, it kind of seems like it did.
Um, so we have a few minutes as
You
the
know what's
movie
funny? I've never
gets
seen
made.
that movie. I've never seen Christine.
You have never seen Christine?
Never seen it.
We saw it, what is it, last year, I think, when Andrew was running the watch parties.
Oh, really?
Um, Yeah, and it's just been around forever. You've got to watch it. I mean, since you kind of are named for a car. All right, so as we start, I'm going to do a shout out to everybody in the chat. We have Eric, we have Calbot over in YouTube. We also have Edward the Black Prince, Mad Matt, Miss Swift, Calbot. Let's see. Oh, Johnny Devick. We have Secret Killer 199, who is new to the chat, I believe. Well, welcome, Secret Killer. I love having new people join us. Yeah, Eric. Oh, wow. I must have missed the Christine watch party back then. I believe it was last year, but time just means nothing to me these days. So it might have been 2 years ago. I don't know. But it was when Andrew and Dom were running things. Okay, so Christine, why don't you start in? Why don't you tell everybody the first time you saw this movie?
Oh, gosh.
There you go.
Years ago, I what's funny is it's not even my favorite Stephen King movie. Like, I went and saw The Long Walk recently. That's one of the first books he wrote as Stephen Bachman, and it was so good. But I think I saw it when I was what, 15, 16?
I don't
Something like
know.
that. I've only watched it a handful of times. I'm not a huge like clown movie person, but I do like the Stephen King movies. So this one is not too bad, but clowns not my thing. But It's still a really good
Um,
movie. I haven't seen it in probably 6, 7, 8 years now. Probably.
okay. Um, so we're at the scene where we're kind of introduced to Pennywise. We think he's just this awesome clown talking to a little girl, but no. Now we're getting into all the evilness that Stephen King has written into this story. Um, and yeah, I do want to shout out. It is awesome that we have someone new in the chat, Secret Killer 199. Um, and we do this every Sunday, and I encourage everybody to get in the chat, tell us what you like, tell us what you don't like as we watch this movie together. Our chats tend to revolve around the movie, but then they always go off on a tangent.
Don't
That's the
they all?
beauty of what we do here. It's just we're just a bunch of movie lovers, all different types of movies, genres, decades, and there we go. So we are introduced now to the first of the main characters, Mike Hanlon. And let me get my trusty notebook. We have a lot of characters to talk about. We have a lot of backstory. And in the chat there, Matt is saying, here's another movie that I haven't watched before, but I know all of the lore. So we try to avoid spoilers, even though this movie is, oh, quick, someone do the math, 30, 30 some odd years.
Quick,
Uh,
someone.
so yeah, we try to avoid spoilers for those that haven't seen it, but we have to understand that it is an older movie, so we might give away a spoiler here and there. So, speaking of which, who hasn't seen this before? Who has seen this? Um, let's see. Okay, Miss Swift is saying, "Cop says Mike is."
Librarians are badass.
I'm sorry. What?
No, I was just librarians are badass.
Yeah,
It's a good one.
exactly. That's what Miss Swift is saying. They are. And of course, this is based on a Stephen King novel. A lot of stuff in the story will cross over into this, but they have edited a lot for the TV production.
I don't think I've
Uh,
read the book for it.
it's a long
I don't
one.
think I've ever read the
Um,
book.
so okay, I'm going to do a shout out to the people in Discord as well. So it looks like Matt is over in Discord. Eric is over in Discord. Calbot. Let's see. Eric is there. Who else? Edward the Black Prince is posting, oh, some scary gifts. Yes. Yep, Calbot's over there. All right. Yeah, we got a good crowd going. Um, okay, so what are some of the things that you like about this I guess this telemovie, whatever they would want to call it? Um, so specifically, Christine, what do you like about this? What do you not like about this?
I don't like the clown. Not a huge fan. Terrifying, nightmare inducing. But I do love the way Stephen King writes. Like, I love his writing. I've read so many of his books. I just like the way he writes them. I like the characters that he creates. And I like how it's not necessarily just about the blood, the gore, because those aren't it's just not my thing. But I like that it's a psychological thriller. It's scary in other ways, but also bringing in like the typical, what you would call a scary movie, what would scare someone. So I think this is more of a story than it is necessarily a scary movie than anything.
Uh, Most definitely, because we are very familiar with Stephen King's works. He is first and foremost a storyteller. Um, and he brings a lot of character background, a lot of what just a lot of background to the characters and makes them three
Yes.
dimensional.
Yes.
And then what he does is he adds that element of horror, which so this movie is starting off we're going to have that insight as to why these characters are the way they are as adults.
Yeah. But
Um,
exactly what even Edward said, the first half with the kids is way more exciting than the second half with the adults. It is. The first half of the movie, which I'm so glad I'm here for, is the best part of the movie. The rest of it, not much, but the first part is way better.
even the producers of this say that the second part is lacking.
Yeah.
Um, but you have to have that second part to have the conclusion.
You wouldn't have a
Uh,
story without it.
exactly, exactly. And Miss Swift, very good point. The sometimes goofy TV budget feel, yet it tells a compelling story. Absolutely.
Hmm.
In the 1,500-page book, we are given so much more to the story that we don't have in this.
I'm going to have to
Uh,
read the book.
and you have to read the book. However, when they brought this adaptation to life, it was specifically for the TV. It started off as like an 8 to 10 hour miniseries on TV. Um, if memory serves, I think George Romero was slated to direct it because he liked that long form. When they had to keep cutting it and cutting it and cutting it, at some point he said, "Guys, I'm out because you're going to butcher it." Um,
I haven't
so,
seen the remake of it.
um,
Of it. I've only ever seen this version, so I've never seen the remake.
okay. So, are you okay, Eric? Are you referring to the remake as in the 2017 movie, or was there a remake of this in this format?
Yeah.
Um, because I saw the first half of the movie and thought they did a good job. I just didn't feel like I needed to see the second half.
I've only ever watched this one.
Okay, yeah. So he's
Oh,
referring to the remake with
Skarsgård.
Skarsgård.
Yep, I've never seen it. I've only ever watched this one. Um, Probably
Gotcha.
only because a why remake a good movie, I guess, is not always the best opinion, but some of his movies I just like The Running Man, the Arnold Schwarzenegger version. Eh, not the best, but they're coming out with a new one in November. So I'm hoping the remake of that one will be more like towards his book because I think
Right.
his books are so good to base it off of.
Yeah, and we had a watch party on The Running Man, and it kind of goes without saying every time. Oh, here we go. Here's Pennywise in the drain.
Hmm. The
Even
dancing.
okay. Don't you just want to grab that kid and go, "What the hell are you doing, talking to a clown in a gutter?" But Georgie's innocent. He's pure. That's what Pennywise feeds on. Ah. Um, So Edward the Black Prince is mentioning the second half that the movie remake is like this, underwhelming. And Johnny Devick is saying, I never finished the remake, had to take care of an emergency at the third part, and never got back to it. But I liked it. So, um, oh yeah. So we can go into the whole background of
Georgie
Pennywise.
is moron.
Georgie, well, I know Edward the Black Prince. Georgie is a moron.
He's a kid. He
Yeah,
doesn't know any better.
I just want to grab him and say, Georgie, you should know better. But one of the reasons why Pennywise works as a clown is because it taps into that innocence that kids have, that kids don't see clowns generally as creepy. Um, and he can pass himself off as something totally innocent as a clown with balloons. Um, yeah, Calbot, Skarsgård movies are good. The problem is the second part of the story is not as good as the first, but it's necessary. Yeah, and I think that's kind of where we've seemed to land with the story of it as a whole. It works best when we're starting with the kid's perspective. We're understanding the backstory and how they got to be who they are as adults. I feel it is necessary to show the story as adults to have that conclusion, but it doesn't pack the same punch. But next week when we do part two, we will have those moments of very good filmmaking that we can address. Um, and okay, so we have Jonathan Brandis as Bill,
Poor
who's
Billy.
mourning his brother. Yes, Edward the Black Prince, just like Gacy. Ugh. Um, so I don't know whether this is a connection or not, gang. You guys might know when John Wayne Gacy was arrested and they searched his belongings. Um, I think they had either found his paintings, or was it in prison when he did these paintings of him as Pennywise, as almost like an homage to Pennywise the clown. And as you may or may not know, when Gacy was in the thralls of his sadistic murders, he dressed as a clown and passed himself off as a member of society, and everybody looked up to him. So,
I know.
yeah,
I was giggling at that.
I know, right? But that's exactly what the parents are doing.
Mhm.
Like, how dare you have emotions? Um,
How dare
okay,
you born in?
so Christine, so you were born in '97. Um, you were so this came like before you were born, and a lot of Stephen King's work was before you were born. What was your introduction to Stephen King? I know you had touched on it a little before, but what is your impression of his writing, his movies? What does he do right? What does he do wrong as a young person?
So the first book I ever read was The Long Walk by him. So I read like The Long Walk, The Running Man, couple others. But those are two. I think those are two of my favorites. They're my absolute favorite. And I think we lost my mom. Perfect. But anyway, I think those two are my favorite because you can tell he's young when he was writing them. You can tell his outlook on the world was very negative, and it's interesting the way he writes the characters, especially in The Long Walk, that new movie that came out. Not a huge fan of the movie. I'm not going to spoil it for anyone, but they do change quite a lot, and I think the things that they do changes the entire storyline of everything that he was writing about. I like the way that he explains how someone is thinking, their thoughts, their opinions, and he makes them feel like a real character, a real person that you can empathize with or sympathize with or see aspects of yourself in, whether it's negative or positive. I've just always enjoyed the way he's written his books, and I think he's one of the best authors because of that. I just really love his writing, but I know it's not for everyone. I got a couple people at my work to read some of his books, and they're just not a huge fan. They don't like how he writes, but to each their own. Everyone is different. That I call the Pennywise drain. That's funny, Miss Swift. I would also call that the Pennywise drain. I think your sound is off, Mom. Or my sound is broken. think you muted yourself, Mom. She was just mentioning this to me before we started. Oh, so you can hear me, Mom? Okay. You guys can't hear either of us, can you? I don't know if they can hear me. Okay. I didn't realize I would be hosting this by myself today. That's quite fun. The pressure is on, I guess. You're still muted, Mom. I definitely got tricked. My mom said I would just be co hosting with her, and then I think she did this on purpose because she knows I'm not a huge public speaker or talking in front of people. That's okay. I will say, watching this scene with them in the classroom, it feels like everyone is the epitome of a student in that classroom. Like all of like the nerd has taped glasses and the cool kid has the cutoff shirt. It's very,
Hey, can you hear me?
oh, there you go.
Okay.
She's back. Thank you, Miss Swift. I appreciate that.
Okay. Yeah, for some reason my mic just cut off. I didn't touch anything, but this is what I was telling you. Every watch party seems to
Mhm.
have some kind of technical gremlin. So you just carry on. Um, yeah, there we go. Okay. So we have been introduced to a couple of the characters. Um, we have pretty much an all star cast, and I had my notes to keep track of
Yeah, who
everybody.
does star in this movie?
Okay, so the adults, you will probably recognize each of them. Um, we have Harry Anderson as Richie, Richard Thomas as Bill, Tim Reed as Mike, John Ritter is Ben, Dennis Christopher is Eddie, Annette O'Toole is Emily, and Richard Mazer is Stanley. They were all pretty famous in their own right when they were cast, and that was pretty much done on purpose. They wanted a TV cast to appeal to a TV audience. Then what they did was they cast young people that pretty much would look like and embody the younger selves of the actors, and they purposefully went out to get these young actors. Um, and we have a young Seth Green, which I think we all recognize as a young Richie. Jonathan Brandis as a young Bill. Marlon Taylor is the young Mike. Brandon Crane right here is the young Ben. Adam Farazel is the young Eddie. Um, oh, Emily Perkins is the young Bev Marsh. And Ben Heller is the young Stanley. Did I get that right? I think I got that right. Um, and the production crew before filming started had the young and the old actors get together and spend a lot of time together to kind of match each other's vibe and energy and mannerisms before they started filming, because we really have to believe these young kids grew up to be the older people. I believe this young guy here, and I don't want to mess up his name, Brandon Crane, was, I think, the only one that doesn't look the spitting image of the younger John Ritter. And I think they pretty much agreed on that at the time of production, but they just went with it because this kid really is a dynamic actor. So they did the best they could to match mannerisms. Um, and so I must say I'm very impressed with these young actors. Um, and I think since they produced this in Canada because of the tax breaks, I think some of the players in the background and some of the extra players are Canadian actors, but I believe the major cast, they're all Americans that came in, if I remember correctly. Um, yes, Ms. Swift. So we have John Boy, Judge Harry Stone, Jack Tripper, Venus Flytrap, Annette O'Toole, who guest starred in just about everything at the time. They were all well known. But of course, I think the first time I saw this, I would recognize Harry Anderson and John Ritter off the bat. No, no question, because I had such an affection for Three's Company and Night Court. And yeah, for anybody that does remember when it was on TV, see, Mad Matt, yes, exactly. There's Jack Tripper in Three's Company. Way before your time, Christine.
I'm not a big movie person, so I haven't seen a lot of movies. I'm just
Three's Company
I'm
is a TV
I'm
show.
very I but like I'm not a big like movie TV person. So the movies I've seen are very limited. Your expansive knowledge on movies and TVs I don't even compare like at all. Like actors and actresses, I couldn't name them like you do. So it's just interesting because I like enjoying the movies, but I don't have a whole lot of like knowledge about like where they were filmed, the actors that star in them, and all that stuff. So it's just
But
interesting.
what you have is from your perspective of growing up and seeing what the industry was when you were a child, what you were exposed to, what you like, and then today, um, it's just really amazing to get everyone's perspective.
Mhm.
Not not just people from my age. I'm mid 50s, but
But like
yeah,
even Corey, my husband's taste in movies and TV shows is vastly different than mine. Like the
yeah.
movies and TV shows he enjoys are vastly different than mine. And we don't watch a whole lot of movies and TV shows together because we don't watch the same things. It's just so different. So the actors and actresses he enjoys are very different than mine are.
And so you haven't read the book.
No, but
Uh,
that's now on my list to read.
it would be interesting. I read the book when it first came out. 85, I believe it was when it was released. And so it's probably shortly thereafter, because I remember in high school, I was doing nothing but reading Stephen King, probably when I should have been reading homework, you know, and all the classical books that you're supposed to read. I was reading Stephen King because he was releasing it one after the other. And then, a year or two after, we'd get the film adaptation.
Mhm. I usually like to read the book before I watch the movie because I know the book is how the author intended it to be, and the movie tends to change a lot of the sometimes the more important details, sometimes the minor details. But I usually prefer to read the book. So this is one of the rare times I haven't read the book before the movie.
Ah, there you go. And this is very much a standalone movie, and you don't necessarily have to read the book
Exactly.
in order to get where Stephen King is coming from, right?
Yeah.
With the Black Prince, I watched Three's Company reruns with my grandma in the 2000s. Awesome. It is still a lot of fun to go back and watch those reruns. Um, yep. And as far as the cast who is no longer with us, right, Calbot, we have John Ritter and Harry Anderson have passed away. Jonathan
Oh,
Brandis it also has passed away. He passed away at a very young age
Miss
by his
Swift, I didn't realize they had a documentary on it. I love documentaries. I'll have to look into that.
Oh, I think it's called Pennywise, the story of it.
I didn't realize they had a documentary. That's really cool. I love
Yep.
documentaries. That's the one thing me and Corey can agree on watching his
Hey,
documentaries.
have you watched The In Search of Darkness, which I've been plugging in your life for the past, what,
Ne-
7 years?
7 years or so.
7 years. It's been 7 years. And I'm like,
Never,
Christine,
never
he's
even
out.
looked at it. Never even watched it. Never looked into it.
That's okay, because you know why?
Oh, it's
Um,
free on
our
Prime?
group,
Sweet. I'll look
yeah,
into that
it's
after
free
this.
on Prime. You got to check it out. Um, our group started together under Creator VC's watch parties. And now I hope to take this in a whole new direction. You don't have to be a Creator VC backer or fan. You can just be a movie lover. And we're going to just kind of see where this takes it. Um,
Oh,
yeah,
that's such
there's a
a
lot of,
creepy scene.
so, okay. Who doesn't love a Pennywise clown standing on the water, just creeping the hell out of you? I mean,
The
really.
skeleton grabbing from the water and poking up is just ugh.
Yep. And that, I believe that's the representation of what Pennywise is when he's not hiding himself as a clown. That's his, like, a evil personified. And we can see that, I think, in a couple of scenes he comes back as that evil.
Mhm.
Um, and what's interesting is, to the young, innocent children, he's Pennywise, but to the kids that can see beyond that, that's when he shows his true self, because he knows he can't get to the kids through the mask of the
Usual
clown.
means. Can I just comment on how much I
You
love their
can,
clothing?
yeah,
I
you can
love
comment on
their
anything.
clothing choices in this movie. Like it's just so good and spot on. And I think the casting is so good.
Yeah, and we do have that. Are you talking about the costume design for the young kids in the
Just,
50s,
and
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 then,
the adults, just everyone, it looks cohesive. That doesn't feel like there's anyone that doesn't fit. Because there's some movies where you feel like some people are just out of place. It feels like everyone is supposed to be there, and there was a thought put into it.
yeah, that's a very good point. Because we are supposed to believe all the kids existed back in the 50s. Then
Mhm.
we fast forward 25 to 30 years. And so all of these grown-ups are supposed to be in the present day. Um, okay, I would like to point out we have got such a good crowd joining us. We have 11 people in our stream watching. Um, that is, I couldn't ask for anything better than that. I love our group. I would love to have new people joining us. I would love to have new people in the chat. um, and as we kind of grow this channel and get out there, that's really what I hope for. And on that note, if everybody has not seen the new poll that is up on my YouTube channel, it has to do with Robert Redford, who passed away a couple days ago. Um, he has been in the industry as what, the Sundance Film Festival creator, uh, actor, director, producer. He spans everything. Um, and so we lost a real giant in the industry. I would like to do a watch party commemorating him. And so in the poll, vote on your favorite. Doesn't have to even be one that he acted in, it could be one that he directed. um, but a future watch party to honor Robert Redford is
That'd be
definitely in the works. Yep.
also
Um,
Miss Bev, on top of your like Pennywise takes on personifications of their fears too. I don't know how I would react in that situation if it took on my fear.
and
And
so,
I
what
think
is your
it,
fear? Would you mind sharing?
God, spiders. There's so many. Like spiders come right to mind, but I have so many. I think everyone has multiple, depending on like the severity. But I think the fact that he does take on the personification of their fears makes it more terrifying for them as kids
And it makes the terror very personal
and genuine, not
and genuine.
just yeah, but genuine fear.
Right. And more so than just the traditional monster that comes out from the darkness.
Spiders
Uh,
aren't awesome and misunderstood. That is true. My husband doesn't let me kill them. He does not let me kill them. But yeah, spiders not my favorite. Snakes are okay though. I have a snake, so snakes are okay. I just can never. I can't get over the spider thing. I just can't. And mom, is this a new record for how many people are in your stream today?
um, yeah, Johnny Devick, is it a record? No, I think we've had 12 before.
Hey, we're
Uh,
close. We're
and
pretty
so
close.
it just kind of vacillates between, a big number. I consider 10 like a huge number, and then it'll go to like 5 as people come and go, obviously. Um, but we can rake in a solid, 7 or 8 people. Um, and I just consider you all like my peeps. We're just a tight knit group. I love being with you guys every week. But if we can bring new young people, even better, Christine. We want,
I can't promise I'll be here every week, but I'll try to
right.
tune in a couple times a month, and I'll try to get my husband to maybe one of these days he'll co-host with you, mom, or maybe
Sure.
he'll co-host with me and you or whatever, and maybe
Yep.
we can get on it.
Um, so I love this scene in particular with Bev. She is the only woman in the Losers Club. She had such a traumatic childhood. It wasn't even really touched on in the movie. And what you'll see is in this um, flashback to her childhood, you just don't really understand the trauma that she was living, because in the book they really did go into it, what she suffered at the hands of her father.
Um,
Um, and she had a lot to overcome. Um, and for her to see her as a grown up taking that power back and basically knocking the shit out of her husband, boyfriend, whatever he's supposed to be, knocking him out and telling
that was a
him
good
the
throw.
killer.
It was a good throw.
That was, I mean, smack dab in the forehead. Should have cracked his skull.
Perfect.
To see her take her power back it is amazing, and to see all of these characters take their power back, because the power was taken from them as kids, and no matter how hard they tried to take it in their lives as they grew up, there was a hurdle that they could not overcome in adulthood until they overcame the monster that is Pennywise. Uh, I know that's a pretty deep interpretation of the book, but that is exactly what I see Stephen King writing the story as. They are able to be very successful in their business life, but their professional lives, forget it. They all sucked. They couldn't hold relationships. Bev was in a very dysfunctional relationship, and only until I know that's catchy.
Sorry, I've had a sore throat for the last like 2 weeks, and it just
No, that's
can't seem
okay.
to get rid of it.
Um, so we see them overcoming that and they're taking their lives back. So I think that is just an amazing tenement to storytelling. And a lot of us have kind of lived that life where we didn't have power as children and we fought for it and we got it back. Thank you, Calbot. By the way, today is Stephen King's 78th birthday.
Is it really?
Yep, I think that's the reason why I have a Stephen King month.
What a great day for me to do this with you. What a great choice of a day.
Yep, there you go. So
It's
it
like
is
you
his.
planned it all along, Mom.
Well, I did. And with the release of The Long Walk, with his birthday this month, we're doing a whole month of Stephen King. Okay, guys, can anybody recognize that as a young Seth Green? Looking at him now, I'm blown away. But yet, when he takes the glasses off as his character, you can totally see him growing into the adult Seth Green that we know and love. Okay, Edward the Black Prince, you can totally see the Seth Green. Yeah, you could see it a little bit, I guess.
I just love the glasses, man.
Yep. And the tape. And he's
I
also
know
got
it's such
tape.
a trope. It's such a trope, and I love it. It's so cheesy, and I love it.
Yep. So we finally have the whole losers club minus one. This is the formation of the six of them being the tight knit group. Buffy alumni, says Johnny Devick. And of course, I think I am the only person that is not well versed in Buffy, I believe. I think everyone else in the group is pretty much, right? Um, so I am totally unfamiliar with Buffy. I don't know the lore.
My stepmother. My stepmother's an alien. I've heard of that. I haven't seen it though.
Yeah, I saw that in the movie theater twice or three times, two or three times. Yep. And that's kind of on my list for a watch party. Maybe if I'm looking to fill a week, I'll do something like that. Um, I am still trying to finalize next month's October Halloween Fest, but I better work on that. I should have it done by next week.
Oh, for a Halloween movie thing?
Yep, we're going to do a whole month of Halloween movies.
That'd be awesome.
Um, we've got a lot to choose
There's
from.
some really good ones.
Edward the Black Prince. Aha. We got a girl now. We just need a black kid. Yep. He's coming up. Okay. This scene. Okay. This would actually be more fearful than seeing a clown in a gutter to hear voices coming
From your
from your
sink?
sink
Yeah, we all float. Like, what does that mean?
and to hear it from your drain. You're thinking that there's someone
Yeah.
trapped. And for her, yeah, to hear
Oh,
that.
blood, man. I know it's fake, but it's still just gross. Ugh.
They had to do this scene actually a couple times
Oh, did they?
um, to get the blood landed where they want.
Ugh.
So the young Emily Perkins, she is no stranger to what TV film work. But I think by this time, she was probably what 12 or 13 years old. She had already done. I want to say it's not The Burning Bed. It's Small Sacrifices, the TV movie about Diane Downs. Um, Now, for any of you unfamiliar with that, is a horrific story. They made it into a television movie, and she played the surviving daughter of what Diane Downs had done. And she was a tremendous actor in that. And I don't know how anyone can see her on the witness stand testifying against her mother and not want to weep for her, because that's exactly what the real life kid had to do. And she just is, she's amazing.
God, the
Ooh.
flashback is so sad.
Yep.
It's just so sad. Even now, you can tell it hurts her. Ugh, so sad.
Yep. Yep. And for a young girl to live in a home like that. And I think the backstory is the mom, I want to say the mom left him. Does anybody remember the book? Has anybody read the book? To know why her mom wasn't there. She obviously she either died or has left. But either way would be traumatic on a young girl. Okay, so Christine, do you have Discord pulled up? So over there, Mad Matt posted, who knows which movie featured the boy band Du Jour starring Seth Green?
I have no idea, but I love that picture.
That is amazing. Seth
That's
Green looks
so
paler.
funny.
That's, I pretty much know those guys. They're pretty famous. There's the guy from Scrubs. And the other guy, whatever his name is.
You're asking the wrong person, Mom. You know I don't watch anything ever.
You've watched this before, and you've watched plenty of Stephen King.
Well,
So
yeah, but you're also asking about my one of my favorite authors ever. So I'm actually kind of surprised I've never read it. I don't know why I've never read it. I don't even think I own it. I think that's going to be the next book I'm going to have to get because I own like me and Corey both own a lot of his books. So I'm surprised it's the only one I haven't.
well, it probably came out so long ago, and I think it's about 1,500, 1,100 pages. So you got to really be in the mood to want to read it. Um, okay. And Eric says, I read the book, but honestly cannot remember a lot of
It's
what's
the
not.
size of a Bible, that's why.
Yeah.
As you can tell, I do like to read. I have quite a lot of books and my husband's office is right next door and he has a bunch of books. So we are avid readers. We love reading. But yeah, when they're that long, it is kind of tedious to get through. Oh, the movie scene.
So for anybody not familiar with 1950s cinema, I would hear about it from my mom and dad. This was like their era. They were young teenagers, just about this age. Um, this is what kids did on Saturday mornings. They'd go to the cinema, like 10 or 15 cents. They'd get in and see a bunch of movies. Um, Obviously, this is pre-internet. This is what kids did. They were outside all the time, and they would see movies like this. I Was a Teenage Werewolf, and yep, Calbot, Michael Landon cameo. That's exactly right. Uh,
I will say I love the way the old werewolves looked on camera and screen and movies. They were so almost over exaggerated and fake, but cool looking, if that makes sense. Like very obviously fake, but very obviously still just freaking awesome to look at on screen.
that was way back when they had very simple practical effects, a simple a simple mask.
Costume almost.
You
It's
know?
just a costume. And it's cool
Oh,
because it didn't.
yeah, and it was very simple.
Hmm?
And sometimes scary, sometimes not scary because you knew it was fake, but so fun to watch. So fun. I want to do a shout out. We have someone new in our chat in YouTube, Leonardo Beltran, who says they float. Yes, one of the creepiest lines ever from cinema. We all float. Um, well, welcome, Leonardo. Welcome to our chat. Welcome to our movie. And I hope you can make this a regular thing. We do this every Sunday and have just a great time.
Oh yeah, fake hair plus spirit gum. That's how they do it.
Very easy.
I almost
And
wish movies nowadays kind of went back to some of that, just like original how they made movies. I know like CGI and all that stuff is so popular, but it's really cool to see someone like in actual like makeup and a costume that you can tell someone worked really hard on to try to get the point across for the movie. I do like that.
there was a real art to it.
Hmm.
It is
It
a
still is an art. And I think
it,
it's so cool when they actually use it instead of relying on the CGI, AI, computer, software programmings of it, but actual just people doing what they're good at. Because it's you can tell it comes across.
of course. Uh, Good CGI, it's really hard to tell what's real and what's not. Too much CGI, and you know right off the bat it's fake. A very good practical effect, you may know it's fake, but it works so much better into the story that I think it brings the horror, what, more to it makes it more terrifying when it's like in front of the camera, real,
Yes.
that the characters are responding to and acting with. Yes, Miss Swift. By the way, yes, that's Clark's mom, for old Johnny Devick, and Lana Lang from Superman 3. Yep, she is Annette O'Toole. Hey, Matt, you know what? That is not a bad makeup gig from what, 1989? Not bad at
That's
all.
awesome.
Yeah. Okay, so Matt, what movie was that with the boy band du jour? I don't think anybody, no one has shouted it out, so I don't think anybody knows. I'm certainly not familiar with that.
You're asking the wrong person. I'm the wrong person to ask.
Oh, this scene, amazing. This is such an amazing practical scene, the way they did this.
Yes, the way the shower heads all turn on, Josie and the Pussycats. That's cool. I'll have to look at that.
Okay, I am bringing up my phone because I know it was within the last 20 years, I think, right? Josie and the Pussycats.
Oh, this is such a creepy scene. Him coming out of the drain to talk to him in the shower where all the shower heads are still going. Like, this is so.
So, you know what's creepier than a spider coming up from your shower drain?
Is it an adult man in a clown costume? Is it?
Yeah. Yeah.
How did I guess?
Gee, how did I guess? Because little Eddie Casbrack is experiencing this in the gym shower in school.
That's so creepy, man.
Um, okay, so Tim Curry sells this part. I buy it hook, line, and sinker. He is Pennywise. He is working with very little makeup. Another little tidbit. I'll go into a little bit of history. Um, a couple years prior, Tim Curry was in the movie Legend, and he was like in full body, like a full body makeup, prosthetics, and he was decked out. So when he was cast in this movie, he had a lot more control over the makeup. When they were trying to create the character of Pennywise, and they were working with prosthetics on the face, they were doing different makeup techniques and costumes. Tim Curry had a lot of control, and he would be able to tell them what is working for him, what is not. Of course, when he did this movie, he was already a legend. Um, and he was chosen for this role partly because of his acting skills and for the fact that I think in the production's mind, less is more. You don't need someone over the top playing Pennywise because Pennywise himself is a menacing character. So Tim Curry presents Pennywise as just a clown with that terror underneath that can come out when need be. And so Tim Curry is acting with very little makeup. I think all he has is like a prosthetic forehead at times, the wig, he's got the clothes and the nose. That's about it. Everything else that Pennywise is comes from Tim Curry's interpretation, and it's horrifying. Even when he's laughing, it's not the laughter of a clown that you would see in a circus. It's just not. Um, so yeah, there's my spiel. Um, okay, so yeah, Miss Swift is pointing out Josie and the Pussycats live action film was somewhere in 2001. Why do I remember that? Yep, 2001. And I like the fact that they cast Harry Anderson as the comedian of the group. It's like a natural fit for him. And here, John Ritter is also like a natural comedian. He's playing a more serious role. Let's see how far. We're only like less than an hour into it.
Yes.
And I believe we have been introduced to each of the younger kids where they met their demon in Pennywise and taking them into adulthood. Have we reached all six?
I think that was the last one, if I'm not
That
mistaken.
I think so.
I could be wrong though, but I think that was the last one. Like the last like flashback getting to know all of them.
Okay. Um, oh, except Stanley. I don't think we've seen Stanley's per se. But of these kids and their flashback, which one of those to the audience would be most terrifying? Because we all have things we're scared of. We all have that primal fear. Mine is drowning and spiders. I can't do it.
So
Even
drowning in a pool of spiders, not your
drowning in
favorite
a,
movie?
oh, thanks. Okay. Drowning in a pool of spiders would be my ultimate nightmare. Yep. And I think I've shared this with the group on many occasions. My fear of drowning started when I saw Superman, the movie, in theaters. I was a very young, impressionable, 10-year-old in the theater watching this. At the end, when Lois Lane suffocated, when her car was covered in dirt, and I saw that imagery, absolutely has stuck with me. Um, so it doesn't even have to be drowning of water, and drowning in water, it's drowning of anything.
I love water. I don't know how I would live like my life if I was that scared of drowning. Because I love the water. Spiders, I
Yeah,
agree with. Spiders,
yeah.
terrifying. Terrifying, absolutely not.
Yeah,
I couldn't do it.
everybody
Clown,
has their fear.
I also am absolutely terrified of clowns, which love the
Yeah.
the fact that that's one of my fears, and I'm watching this movie first time I've been here. Um, but I think those are pretty bad, you know.
And Henry Bowers and his gang. So, fun fact, the kid on Belcher can actually belch on cue. And that's what he's doing. He's not acting. He can really do that.
Oh, I love him as Gomez Adams. Oh,
Who are you talking about as Gomez?
in the Discord chat, Tim Curry.
Oh, yeah, for some reason.
Morticia.
Yeah, my Discord hadn't scrolled down to that. Oh, yes.
So good.
He just nails every role that he does.
I think so.
Henry Bowers.
Because the actor's name means almost nothing to me, but like I can recognize him in other movies. And that's
So,
with a lot of
do you
actors and actresses. Is the name means almost nothing to me, but I can visually, if it's, oh yeah, that makes, yeah, that's the same person, I can tell, you know?
so the scene that we just saw when the principal sent him down to get a mop, do you recognize that guy? We're going to recognize him immediately in the chat. I know we all know who he is. Christine, do you know who he is?
Who?
He's the cigarette smoking man in the X Files.
No. Um,
Okay, so
no.
you're not familiar with the X Files. Okay, cool.
No.
Um, even though you have grown up knowing exactly where I stand with movies and horror and sci-fi,
Oh
it
yeah, you made me as a child. I didn't watch Disney movies. I watched Star Wars movies. My
I
whole
paused.
childhood. I remember being just a little kid and watching Star Wars movies with you, like consistently. That was always on the TV. Star Trek too. We watched. You had me watch Star Trek. I think your sound is off again.
What the heck?
Oh nope, it's back. Sorry, it might have
Oh,
been.
okay. Okay. Okay, here we go. Now here is
Ugh, the
his
teeth,
introduction to
man.
Pennywise.
The teeth, man. But yeah, even as a kid, like I knew exactly what movies you liked, and I watched a lot of them with you. Even as I got older, I watched a lot of them with you.
Yeah.
My love for Star Wars has stayed. I love Star Wars. That's still
And
one of the best.
it really
So
is.
good.
Um, oh, yeah, Miss Swift is making a reference, not a fan of some clowns in particular, Kiss in their full makeup
Oh yeah.
back in their heyday. And then they made this decision to go without makeup, and I think it was spectacularly rejected. And they
God,
went
I
back.
love them in makeup though. It's so iconic.
It is.
Just them on stage in that makeup is iconic.
Yes, most definitely.
It makes them so easily recognizable, and I think that's so important for a brand. And I think for them to try to change that, I get it. I totally understand why, but I think it's just too much of a classic to change.
Yeah. So if everybody is on Discord, you can see what Calbot posted, the gif of Tim Curry in his full makeup.
God, that's so
Full
good.
full makeup doesn't even describe what he had to go through. It was, oh,
So many
I can't even
prosthetics.
imagine. Yep.
Well, it reminds me of the Grinch,
That's
like
exactly what I was going.
because
Yep.
he what's that actor's name? And I know I sound so silly asking that because I can imagine his. That's it. I can imagine his face, but I couldn't tell you the name. But like he had to go through torture training to learn how to have all that on his face because it's so crazy in depth. I can't imagine all that devil makeup feeling like very much different than that because that's a
Yep.
lot of prosthetics. That's a lot.
Yep. And the first time we had heard about an actor going into what, some kind of therapy training in order to deal with the makeup was Jim Carrey for the mask. That's like a legendary story.
Mhm. I
And you
watched,
think of all the times the
yeah,
actors
100
probably
times.
used it.
100 times. I watched a clip the other day. That's so funny because I watched a clip of this the other day, like him talking about it. He memorized and he remembered every time he had to put it on because it was so terrible for him to put it on. It was 100 times he had to do that, and that is insane. But the effect is so cool. Like when they
Yeah,
actually put the time and energy into doing those prosthetics, like it comes across on screen and you can tell, and it's so cool and it adds to the magic of the movies. Like Pennywise as a character is so iconic because he has, it's very right off the bat that's what it is, and it makes it more
absolutely.
real. It feels like a real villain, a real character, a real enemy almost. Not just a
Yeah,
CGI character that was created, but a real thing.
and it's just the beauty of the practical effects and also the
Mhm.
actor behind it that is
Yeah.
able to pull it off.
Yes.
That level of intense, give it your all into your craft. You can see it when it's on screen. There are some actors that dial it in that you could tell had no love of the craft. Then there's the other side of it. So here we go. Here is our seventh member of the Losers Club, Mike Hanlon. And I know in this adaptation, okay, so I'm going
Barbed
to
wire
digress.
has no effect in movies.
Yes, Edward the Black Prince, spot on, because you see him jumping over that like barbed wire is
they're
nothing.
they're immune to it. Immune. It's fine.
And
It's
all these
funny.
kids jumped over it.
It's funny the things that they miss in the movie that when you watch it and you're looking for those things that you find, the things that they just doesn't quite make sense, you know?
Yep. Um, so yes, I was gonna say about Mike Hanlon in the book. He had, if I remember correctly, he had more of a presence. He was the stabilizing force that kept these kids grounded their whole life to Derry because he never left and he stayed. Um, in the movie, he's a librarian, but I don't think he was a librarian in the book. But he stayed in Derry, and it was kind of like he took that on. It. His role is to protect the town. Um, well, not to give any spoilers away, but his character is the one that actually stayed in Derry, and we've seen he's the one that calls these guys up, says, "Hey guys, it's back." Um, and then immediately these adults are drawn back into everything that occurred.
Hmm.
Um, but he doesn't play as much of a role in this series as I would have liked. Oh, Matt, barbed wire movie. Thanks, Pamela Anderson. Never saw it. Um, Maybe Pamela Anderson appealed to a more, shall I say, masculine audience.
What do you mean? Pamela Anderson in the new movie is so good.
In the new movie, guys, she
So
is so
good.
impressive in
She's
her.
incredible, Mom. How dare
Yeah,
you? Pamela
no,
Anderson appeals to everyone.
I'm
To
talking about her
everyone.
younger days.
She's so good. Oh, even in her younger days, she appeals to everyone. She's amazing.
Really?
Yeah, I think she's great.
Have you seen her in Baywatch when she was in her
Yes,
young? Yes. Okay.
yes. Come on. Didn't everyone want to be Pamela Anderson?
Um,
Running on
Maybe
the beach like that?
I
Awesome.
I was not ever a Pam Anderson fan in that way. Obviously, I thought it just appealed more to the masculine audience wants to see her. That's fine. I
Well,
think she has aged so gracefully, and I will watch her all day long in in her later roles like this, she was brilliant. In Naked Gun, loved her.
Oh, in Naked Gun, she was so good.
So good.
That was such a role for her. Like that was so good. She was so
Oh,
good. Have you
Edward the
seen the
Black Prince.
Discord? Yeah, look at her. Look
See?
at her. She is
How about those?
amazing.
Okay. That's her in her prime.
I don't know. Naked Gun, she seems to be in her prime as well.
She's hitting a whole new level for
Yeah,
prime, guys. Yeah.
it's cool to see. Because, like in Baywatch, she was so good, but in The Naked Gun, she was so good, and she was good for different reasons. Like you can tell
Well,
how
for
different.
different reasons,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Um, Mad Matt, when he mentioned barbed wire movie, thanks Pam Anderson. I don't think in that movie Pam Anderson could act her way out of a paper bag, from what I've heard. Okay, but I digress. So, if
I
we
love
turn our
it.
attention to the movie, this pivotal scene with this with the like the photo book.
Yes,
Um, okay, this would be absolutely terrifying to have a picture come to life like that.
it's cool though to see it come to life, but be black and white, and you can. It's just crazy to see, and for it to be interacting with you while looking at it. It's not just a moving picture, but it's interacting with you.
Absolutely. And it's interacting. This is the first time we see Pennywise interacting with all of
All of
them.
them together.
He's now got them as a group. They know who he is, and he knows who they are. Oh, and he's saying that in his Pennywise voice with that growl. I mean, there is nothing creepier than that. And yeah, poor Stan is kind of still in denial.
But you can
Oh,
tell how
Johnny Depp.
scared they all are.
I'm sorry. Good. What?
You can tell how scared they are just seeing him like that.
And I think now Stanley is comfortable opening up to the group a little bit. Is the what? The logical one, the reserved one, the one that is so firmly grounded in reality that he can't accept that Pennywise would exist, so to speak. And he has the hardest time accepting the evil, I guess that is present. Is that a good way of saying it?
Yeah, I get what you're saying because I feel like I don't know how I would react in that situation. Would I believe it, or would I try to be like, well, no, I think we're all just overreacting. How would
Yep.
you? That's who knows.
And even when Stanley came face to face with the evil, that is it, he did a better job of just separating himself from it and blocking it because it was just so horrific. And I think the other kids are just trying to grapple with it and understand it and be a more take a more aggressive approach to it.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, and it's just Stanley's a different kind of kid. So Johnny Devick is saying we need an AI movie where a group is stalked by every one of Tim Curry's evil characters.
I'd watch it.
Or how about every one of Tim Curry's characters, even the butler from Clue?
Oh, I love that movie. Oh my gosh, the one movie I've ever seen. I
So
feel
we
like
did a
every
watch
other
party of
movie.
that a couple months ago.
I love Clue. Clue is
Super
such
fun.
a good movie. Oh,
Okay, so Mike is seeing what he's seeing, and I would Yeah, don't look around. Don't
The muddy
look
foot holding
back.
up the balloon, like,
He looks back. What are you doing, Mike? Mm. Okay. So we have about 20 minutes left. Oh my God, Mad Matt. Okay, over in Discord, Mad Matt just posted Tim Curry as a Girl Scout
oh, I
with
love
a
it.
beard.
If he was
That
outside of selling Girl Scout cookies, no thank you. No thank you.
um, I cannot place what movie or where that is from, but that is absolutely terrifying. I would be more afraid of that if he had come to my door as Pennywise. I'd be more afraid of the Girl Scout. That's good.
It's so funny.
Well done, Tim Curry. Well done. Okay, so we have Richard Mazer as the older Stanley, now getting the phone call from Mike. And he is the last of the Losers Club to get that phone call. Oh, Miss Swift is saying Perfect Strangers on the TV. Oh, I totally missed that. And I apologize to anybody out there who's going to have nightmares tonight of killer clowns.
You mean me? Thank you. I
Are
appreciate that.
you? Okay.
Thank you.
I apologize, but then also take no responsibility. Sorry.
I see how it is.
The hazards of the job, I guess.
Good job.
The hazards of the job.
Love that.
But this is the beauty of watching movies is you get to come to grips with the evil that is in the movies and we can reconcile that in our own lives. And our brains get to chew on that. Oh, yes. So Miss Swift is saying another that guy actor, Richard Mazer, as adult Stan. He is everywhere and literally everywhere. He is one of those guys. Um, and Miss Swift is also reciting. He thrusts his fists against the post and still insists he sees the ghost. This is what Mike would recite as no, Bill. I'm sorry, Bill. Because Bill had that stutter when he was a kid and it sometimes comes back. Isn't that what he repeated over and over again to get him to stop stuttering? It was like this exercise. We may even see it in this TV movie, him saying that. Oh, you go, Bev.
Bev is the best shot out of all of them.
And isn't it interesting to see their innocence when they're trying to find ways to defeat Pennywise? Is they have to use these kid gadgets. We're not talking guns. We're not talking anything but a child's what they see as a weapon. That's it. Because they are still children, lest we forget.
It's cool to see even in the adult, like them looking back and them having those memories and learning that it's back. You can tell on the face the actor portrays that same like fear that they had as a kid. You can tell on their face. Even though they're an adult, you can tell it brings them right back to that.
Yeah, absolutely. And they're transported back to this moment in time as soon as Mike told them it's back.
Mhm.
If only we could believe that Stanley was all in. He's still, you can still see that reservation on his face. Even little Eddie, who is kind of like the runt, he's the smallest, he's the youngest.
I like
He's
how
got
they all
that.
take a puff of the inhaler, even though it's 100% unnecessary for all of them except for him. All of them.
That's a very good point. I believe that this must have been a creative choice
It
to
shows
this.
the camaraderie, though.
Yeah, it
I
shows the
think,
unity
yeah,
that
it shows them
these
as a
kids have.
united group, even though it is silly to think about it. Like, there's no way you would actually do that. But it's cool to see them portray it that way. It's just funny.
Right. And Eddie Bowers, Henry, I'm sorry. Eddie Bauer is the clothing company. Henry Bowers is the bully. Yeah,
I get them confused all the time.
all the time.
All the
Uh,
time.
Henry Bowers is an interesting character as well. Abused at home, and he takes out, how they say the cycle of abuse continues, that he is now wanting to abuse the other kids and hurt them because of what he has to go through at home.
Yeah. Edward
Um,
Edward said like a blood pact. It's exactly like that. But
yep.
instead of blood, it's an inhaler. And it's just cool to see it, not because I don't know if a blood pact would have been great to see on screen, but
They could have done that as a creative choice.
yeah.
It's because they could not use what was originally in the book, would have been highly inappropriate. And I think it was highly inappropriate in the book. I saw no need for it. It was graphic and unnecessary, but they obviously could not include that. Um, and I hesitate even saying the words for all of you who are unfamiliar with what I'm talking about, how they, in the book, how Stephen King portrayed them as having a unified front. All you got to do is Google it. Um, and it's bizarre. I don't get it. Um,
I haven't read the book, so I have no idea. I'm okay not knowing.
yeah, all you got to do is Google it. But it involved what all of the seven did together, and um, it's just a natural thing when you're a grown up, but kids should not be doing it.
I'm
And
okay
Bev,
with the inhaler. I think the
yeah,
inhaler is perfect. I mean,
yeah,
Sherry, maybe not, but I think it was a better choice
yeah.
than
This was a perfect choice because we do know they're unified as the Losers Club. And Matt, thank you. Just like Fight Club, you don't talk about it. There you go. Oh, who posted that? Yes, Miss Swift. That's a picture from Fright Night. You have to have faith for that to work on me. Is that Fright Night? That looks like a Chris Sarandon, kind of digitized a little. Here we go. As what is commonly known as the deadlights. We've got some creepy effects coming up. So we have about 11 minutes. And then for those of you that have like a copy that I have where it's all one long movie, we're just going to stop it at a certain point.
Mom didn't invite me back for the next one, so I won't finish it. So that's a bummer, Mom. It's really your fault.
Um, I would leave it open for next week. Um, I have invited someone for next week. I have not heard back. So it's still open for whoever, maybe one of our newbies. If anybody is in the chat that has never um, co-hosted before, if you want to give it a whirl, I mean, it's pretty easy, isn't it?
Yeah, I didn't really come in with any expectations, and I don't do this ever. Like, I'm not one to be on camera and talk, and this just isn't usually my thing, but this one has not been. It's a lot more relaxed than I thought it would be. I think it helps, though, that I've known my mom my whole life. So,
Yeah,
you know,
we've got a rapport.
I think, a couple of years under my belt of knowing you.
And I really am not a scary person.
Well, that depends, I guess.
It depends.
It depends on your personal opinion, I guess.
And the situation I'm put in,
The
I guess.
situation.
Yeah. And here we have the appearance of Pennywise, not as a clown, but the deadlights, like his true essence.
Yeah. God, this is so creepy.
This creepy scene where the kid goes into the tube,
Backwards and like
crunched up.
crunch. Yeah.
That is him, the upper part, but it is a practical effect on the bottom because the actor was totally up for it, of like squishing himself to get through that tube. And the stunt coordinator said, dude, you cannot do it. First of all, you're a kid. And second of all, I can't even do it. So no, you're not going to.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have he's Pennywise is exposing himself for who he is. So we see Stanley sees it and lives. Henry Bauer is seeing it and being exposed to it, and his hair is turning white. So I'm getting the feeling that it's really not carnivals and popcorn and cotton candy that he's seeing. Oh, Johnny Devick, I'd like to co-host, but clashes with bedtime here, so need to either go to the office or give it a year or two. All right, here we go. They are joining forces. What's interesting is what you see here looks like the underbelly of a turtle. In the book, the origin of Pennywise is described as a turtle,
Really?
sort of. If that makes any sense. Um, the whole story of Pennywise kind of lacks in who it is, what it is, where it comes from, um, which plays into the ending of tomorrow's episode.
In
And
next week's episode?
yeah,
Not
so
tomorrow.
next week's episode. So when we come to the conclusion, the only thing lacking in this whole story is the ending. The ending just sucks. The ending of this story is rushed. The ending of the book is rushed, and it makes no damn sense.
A
Yeah, like
cosmic
Edward.
turtle.
Yeah, exactly. Like some kind of cosmic turtle. Like, give me a break.
That's so weird.
But that's what I thought of when you see the underbelly of it with the lights. Like, oh, that's the cosmic turtle that he talks about in the book. Oh, okay. So I'm having a dialogue in my head because it knows what scares you Clear your mind. It knows what scares you. Oh, that's from Ghostbusters, right? Clear your mind. And speaking of which, Miss Swift also posted a GIF from Ghostbusters. Um, yeah, and that's what I'm thinking of. Clear your mind, guys, because it knows what scares you and it will play on those fears.
How hard in that situation is that, though?
Well, try it.
So- No.
Try it. Clear your mind of everything that scares you. What does your mind do? It immediately
Well,
focuses on everything that scares you.
everything that you're scared of.
Yep. Oh, Johnny Devitt, you have a film studio at the office with a 4 meter green screen and 10 plus spotlights. So, guess it would be kind of stupid not to.
That would be amazing.
That would be amazing. Um, and so, speaking of that, so when I had mentioned to the group about doing a special watch party next month for Threads, I don't know as if a Saturday in October is going to work, but what I might do is go a little bit early on Sundays and put an extra watch party if you guys are all interested. So, Johnny Devick, that might work into your schedule if you'd like to be a co host for that. And it's going to be a totally extra watch party. But because the movie Threads is so heavy, um, we're not going to subject everybody to it on our regular time slot.
I just want to say the fact that Bev hits him and that happens with his face and it becomes all sticky and you can see underneath is such a cool effect.
And she opens up his head to the
Yeah.
light. What do
Like
you
the
mean?
illusion is gone.
Yes. Didn't it look like he reached his hand out to Pennywise?
Yeah.
And then he's saying, "Help me"?
Like the illusion of the clown is gone. And it's
Absolutely.
crazy as he's getting sucked into the drain, like his hand, as they're holding on to it, changes into that weird, like, three fingered thing, you know? And they're
Well,
just shocked.
that's because they all knew there was something behind the clown, and the clown wasn't who it was. And there's no reason now that Pennywise has to pretend to be that clown. He can show himself.
Mhm.
Oh, Edward the Black Prince. I think he was trying to pull him back to finish it. That could be. And he was getting pulled in instead. Ah, now this is where they finish with a pact. But notice one thing during this pact.
They're not all taking a puff of the inhaler together.
Nope. They're not doing what they did in the book. Nope, not that either.
I've never seen Threads. I know that's a shock because I watch almost no movies. I've never seen Threads. Yeah, I was about to say Stanley never swore. There was the one kid who never. Everyone else said I swear except for him.
Yep. And it's very significant. Yeah, Calbot, I don't think everyone should see Threads. However, I have seen it twice. And in my opinion, that was one too many times for a lifetime. Yeah. And
More of a
this
one
is,
and done.
yes. I don't want to shy away from it, but I also don't want to make it like part of our Sunday routine because I like to do more generally liked movies. A controversial one here and there is fine. Um,
Is Threads
but
controversial?
Threads is
We don't have to
way
get
back.
into like any of the details. I know
Yeah,
nothing about the movie, so
yeah. Threads is of its own, yeah, section. Okay, guys, we are just moments away from ending this. When she sees what Stanley did in the tub, obviously Stanley is not going to be part of the adult reunion.
ugh, I forgot about this scene.
Yep. Because Stanley just could not accept going back to that horror. I guess he had been trying to run from it his whole life,
I
and he's
mean,
not allowed to bring it
that's a
back.
lot for someone, you
Yep.
know?
All right, guys. In about 9 seconds after she's done screaming, we kind of go to a black screen. We're gonna stop. All right. There we go, guys. Um, my copy of it is pulling right into the beginning of next week's. So that's where we're going to stop it. We're going to pick it up next week. Um, yeah, Miss Swift is saying, "Bye, Stan. We hardly know you." Yeah, we didn't. So there you go, Christine. What'd you think? What'd you
It was
think, Chad?
fun. It was fun. I hope I wasn't too much of a bummer being a newbie,
No,
not knowing a lot about movies. I'm sorry. I'll have to get
no,
better about my movie knowledge.
no, not at all. I appreciate everybody's input, whether you've seen the movie, whether you like movies. Everybody has got an opinion.
I appreciate
Um,
you guys being all so nice about it and welcoming because this is definitely not my cup of tea. So I appreciate that it was not as terrifying as I thought it was going to be.
of course. And I'm like you. I was not originally. I didn't set out in these watch parties to be in front of the camera. I started way back when Andrew started these in the chat with everybody else,
Thank
and
you, Calbot. I appreciate that.
here we are. Yeah, a lot of good comments. Um, so there you go. We have the first part of it under our belts. We're going to pick up the second part next week. Um, and yeah, we'll kind of go from there. Thank you, Christine, for joining us today.
You're welcome.
Um, and I would encourage everybody to come join the chat. Everybody
Yeah.
has got something to say, and I would
If
love to hear it.
mom doesn't have a co host for next week, maybe I'll ask to join it so that I can finish the movie because I definitely won't on my own.
Well, okay then. Yep. So next week we are going to be finishing off it, and that will finish off our Stephen King month. We're going to jump into Halloween October, and we're going to have a lot of fun with that.
Thank you, everyone, for the nice words. I appreciate it.
Yeah, lots of yeah. We're very welcoming. Um, and yeah, Eric is saying yeah, it was a lot of fun, and it was great you joined us, Christine. You did great. Absolutely.
Mom has
Um,
been asking me for quite a while to join her, so
yeah, and it just worked out.
it worked out
Um,
really well.
it worked out really well, and it was not totally embarrassing. I figured having you join, I said, man, this is going to be either a really bad mistake or it's going to go just fine. I mean,
What,
what
you
could
thought
go
I was
wrong?
going to embarrass you or something, Mom?
And nobody had any embarrassing questions. That is amazing. That is amazing.
They're
You
going to
guys
have
are,
them now.
oh
They're going to
yeah.
have them now.
All right. Well, thank you, Christine. And thank you guys, everybody, for joining. And we had a couple new faces in the chat. Always welcome. And we're gonna do this again next week.
Awesome.
All right. And all righty, guys. Thank you so much. And we'll see you all next week.